Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you with me for the first time, my name is Melissa Reed and I'm a mixed media artist from Pennsylvania. In front of me today I have a piece of watercolor paper and several different brushes. My plan here is to do a mixed media collage on this square of watercolor paper, which I have taped down to a very well loved piece of gator board that I think I've had since college. And I'm going to start out by using some Rowney Payne's Gray acrylic ink. What I'm going to do is put down some fields of water and then add the ink. The bottle on the right is some of that same Payne's Gray, just a watered down variety to make the color a little less saturated, and I'm going to be using both of those in this piece. So I'm taking my 2-inch flat brush there and just laying down two identical stripes of water. They're not touching either the top, bottom, or the sides. They're just kind of like rectangles of water. And I'm adding some of that watered down Payne's Gray. And all I'm going to do next is just take a brush and move that around so that it completely gets down around to all of the sides and corners of those water fields there. Now my board is a little warped. If this was laying flat, I would be able to just pick that up and tilt it and move it around on my own. So now you can see that I've let that dry completely, which took a little time, and I'm going in and I'm repeating that process exactly. So I'm laying down two more of those stripes, just slightly smaller, and I'm adding some more of that diluted acrylic ink into those squares. I did them one at a time this time just to see if I could get a little better coverage of the ink, but it was kind of about the same. So I'm still going to be using the brush to spread that around just a little bit. And once I get this layer down, I'm going to once again let everything dry. This kind of method that I'm using does involve a lot of dry time because I do want everything to be completely dried before I move on to the next step. I want it to be dry because I'm not looking for any mixing of colors, and what I'm trying to get there is those squares of the water fields that I laid down. I want the outline to be nice and crisp so that I can see the original ones behind the first two. So basically you're going to need to make sure that everything is dry first so that you don't get any blending. Okay, so now that those are dry, I'm going in with a smaller brush. I think this is just a 1/2-inch flat brush. Again, like if you're going to do something like this, just use what you have. Anything will work. You don't need to be precise with this stuff. You could even just use a smaller brush and make the fields. You'll just need to, physically make them a little bigger and not just do one pass of the brush. So I did the same thing, added some water and added some full strength Payne's Gray down there, you can see, and then I just connected the top and the bottom to create those spaces, just going in with that same brush again to add a little more. This time I'm going back to the diluted version and just adding a few more rectangles. You can see my rectangle theme here. It's a good way to make a piece cohesive if you're repeating different shapes or patterns or colors, just something to keep in mind for you. Now I did go in with that brush and you can't see it's off screen, but I'm tapping that on a piece of shop towel and I'm just removing a little bit of the excess water. So I let that all dry again and I'm going in one more time to add a little bit more of the ink on there after everything has been dried. And again, I'm going to go in with that brush when I get the ink all down and just lift up some of the excess water. It does pull up a little bit of the ink, but I'm not concerned about that because I'm not going for anything specific here. I'm really just going for these like muted gray shapes. So the next thing I'm going to do is use a new stencil set that I got for Christmas. Now this is a plant set that came from Diana at crookedlittlestudio.com, and I'm going to put a link to her in the description. I got this beautiful set, and there are sheets like you're seeing there where it has the negative, and then it also included, so you're getting the stencil and also the mask. So there's all sorts of things that you could do with these. But for this one, I am using, there was the mask there. I'm using the stencil, and I kind of laid it crooked across that piece that I just did. And what I'm doing is mixing up some colors. I've got some Liquitex unbleached titanium, some yellow ochre, and some just matte medium, because I want to make it a little more transparent. And I also ended up adding a little bit of titanium white because I thought it was just a shade too dark for what I was hoping for there. And what I'm going to do is apply this with a roller, a sponge roller. Now this is the sponge roller that I typically use if you've watched any of my other videos to put the, I paint all of the sides of my canvases and boards black, and that's the sponge roller that I typically use for that. But I thought it would be a really good way to apply over the stencil because I didn't want to use a brush and risk getting any of that paint underneath. Now these stencils are beautifully made. I believe they're made out of like UPO or some sort of similar synthetic thin sheet of plastic. They're very durable, they're cleanable, and all of that. So definitely go check out her site in the description. I'm also going to have a link to everything else that I'm using in the description as well. There's going to be links for, you know, things on Amazon and whatnot. Anything that I can find a link for, I will provide for you in the description there. So I went ahead and got that outline put on. Now because I used the sponge roller, there was some of that sponge texture. It didn't necessarily bother me, but you can just go in with a small brush and kind of like just smooth that texture down, and that's just kind of what I'm demonstrating right there for you. Next up, I'm going in with my fine tip Posca pen. I bought a set of these on Amazon a few weeks back. If you watched my last video, I used this in there as well. Again, I'll have a link to that for you if you're interested. And I'm going through and just giving a very loose and sketchy trace around the stencil that I just put down. I wanted a very unrefined outline of the plant shapes that I had. I even went back and kind of made them really intentionally sketchy. So if it started to look a little too outlined, I went back and just kind of just roughed it up a little bit and put sketchier lines even. I just like the way that looks a little more than having something outlined directly. And then I'm going in and just adding another little bit of black definition to the insides of the shapes there. So these are some collage papers that I made out of text stamps. I would love to be one of those people that has beautiful handwriting and I could just write something across there myself, but sadly that is not the case. My handwriting is atrocious, so I made these collage papers, which is nice because I can use these in all sorts of different things as well. And I'm just cutting out a strip that I'm going to then collage on various parts of the piece. I'm using Liquitex matte medium as my adhesive, just as an FYI. I'm kind of glad I made this sheet because that made an awful lot of paper, and I'll be able to use this for other projects as well, and it really didn't take me that long. I'll include how I made that in a video at some point. I'll probably be doing another collage paper video at some point because I do like to make a lot of my own, and when I accumulate enough ideas, I like to put them together in a video for you all, and you seem to enjoy them, so look for that coming up in the future. So once I got my placement down there, I'm just applying some of my matte medium. Now, something interesting happened here, and you'll see in a second. The Posca pen that I just laid down smeared a little bit. You can kind of see right above where my finger is there, it just smeared just a tiny little bit, and I didn't expect that to happen because that is acrylic paint. I was able to wipe it right off, so it was no big deal, but I've never had that happen before with that. I don't know if maybe I just didn't let it dry long enough or what, because when I used it before I didn't have that happen, so I'm guessing I just didn't allow it to dry because that should absolutely not happen. You know, the acrylic paint is not going to just reconstitute itself. But anyway, Just thought I'd mention that because you could probably see it there. So I'm getting this all good and glued down, smoothing it a little bit. Kind of not going nuts with that because it's gonna dry just fine because I'm gonna let that layer dry before I go on to do any more pen work. But I do decide to do a little bit more collage in the meantime. I'm just trying some things out there for placement. I ended up not going with that, although now that I'm looking at it, I do kind of like it a little bit. But I got some other collage papers that I had and ended up doing just a little bit more work on the piece. So I dug through my old collage paper stash and I found that little piece of like hash marks there. So I decided that fit perfectly right in there. As you can tell, probably, I'm going for very neutral tones in this piece. So nothing very flashy or bright, mostly blacks and whites and things like that. I do add a little pop of something in a minute here that you'll see, but for the most part, I just keep it very neutral. So this sheet that I pulled out here this is from one of my very early videos, and this is using different metal foils on the jelly plate. Some of you have probably seen that. I will put a link to that video at the end if you're interested. And this is a sheet that I made off of there, and I've kind of just been hanging on to it because I didn't know what I wanted to use it for. But I thought it worked really well with this. It gives just enough of a little bit of something special to the piece without introducing a super bright color or a very busy pattern or anything. So I ended up using a few pieces of this paper, and I'm really happy I finally got a chance to use it because I look at it all the time, and everything that I've tried to use it on I was just not 100% happy with. So I was pretty happy with the way it turned out here, and I thought it added just enough. Again, I'm just adhering that down with my matte medium. And I let that all completely dry, and I decided I wanted to go in and just do a little bit of embellishment with that Posca pen. So you'll notice here, if you've seen some of my other videos or seen any of my artwork that's on my Etsy shop, which I'll have a link to in the description, this is kind of a theme that you'll find in a lot of my work. I use these sort of lines that crisscross and create angles and squares, and that's kind of going along with those basic rectangular shapes that I started with there, and kind of pulling everything together and just really kind of giving it a little bit of a finished quality. It introduces a little bit more fine line and also a little more of darkness with that black Posca pen. And it carries some of the design a little further out so that it makes the flow just make a little more sense. But these pieces are fun. I love doing these pieces on the watercolor paper. For some reason, I just feel less stress about them, and maybe it's just because it's paper and not a canvas or a board. I don't get so precious about the materials, and I just feel a little more free to have fun, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I really like the way this one worked out. I'm going to show you the finished piece here in a few minutes, and you can tell me what you think. But I really love the neutral scheme that I did this time too with the colors. Neutrals are some of my favorites, even though you will see a lot of bright colors in a lot of my work. But I just think all of these different collage papers, all of the colors and the fine line work and everything just work together really well. Let me know what you think. I'm going to put the finished piece up here in a second. And I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. And as always, thank you so much for all of the likes and hypes and subscribes. You all have helped me out so much. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. And I will be back again next Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time with another video for you. Have a wonderful week and Happy New Year to you all.